Yes, good morning everyone. Welcome to Learning Management System, Department of Collegiate and Technical Education, Department of Mechanical Engineering, course Machine Design. Course code is 15ME53T for the 5th semester. Now we are going to learn the Unit 4, Design of Simple Machine Parts. In this the course objective, we are going to learn the different types of machine parts and design of simple machine parts such as coupling, knuckle joint and a cotter joint. In this session we are going to learn the simple machine part, that is the coupling. Now course objectives. Objectives of this the course is to learn the couplings, applications of couplings, requirements of the couplings, types of couplings, design of rigid couplings, muff coupling and a flange coupling. These are the two different types of couplings we are going to learn here. Next, course outcomes. On successful completion of this unit, the students can be able to understand the application and requirements of the coupling. Identify the different types of couplings used in industries and also in the rice mills, flour mills, etc. Design of rigid couplings. That is, learn the design of simple rigid couplings. Solve the simple problems on the couplings. Here they are going to solve the simple problems on couplings to find out the individual stresses in different parts of the couplings. And coupling. What is meant by a coupling? A coupling can be defined as a mechanical device that joins two rotating shafts to each other. Here important is it joins two rotating shafts. Okay. Before we already learned that is the joining elements, that is the threaded fasteners and riveted joints are the permanent and temporary joints, but here the coupling is also a temporary joint with a mechanical device to join two rotating shafts. Now we could see in the figure, that is this coupling. Here the shaft 1 is there, the shaft 1 and this one the shaft 2. Join these two, we are going to use the coupling. The coupling is an element used to join the two shafts to end of the shafts. Here it consists of a hub, flange and a bolts. Now this is the pictorial view of that is original the flange coupling. The coupling consists of a hub, flange and a bolt. These are the number of that is threaded fastener to join the two flanges here, and this is a square. The slot is there to fit the key to join the shaft and a coupling. Now let us move on to the applications of coupling, where we are going to use the couplings and applications. To provide for the connection of shafts, to connect the two shafts such as engine shaft and a generator shaft and a motor shaft and a pump shafts, and to provide for a misalignment of the shafts or to introduce a mechanical flexibility. To provide a misalignment arises while joining that is two devices. In that case we are going to use a couplings and to introduce a mechanical flexibility between the two shafts. To reduce the transmission of shock loads from one shaft to the another shaft. In case of that is while joining that is a IC engine and a generator, IC engine produces a lot of shock and vibrations, but the generator runs very smoothly. To prevent that is the bearings and other the accessories in that the generator, we are going to use the coupling to absorb the shocks, and do not transmit from that is the engine to the motor. To introduce a protection against the overloads. Protection against the overloads, we are going to use that is the couplings. Requirements of a good shaft couplings. What are the requirements? A good shaft coupling should have the following requirements. It should be easy to connect or disconnect. It should transmit the full power from one shaft to the other shaft without the losses. It should hold the shaft in perfect alignment. It should reduce the transmission of shock loads from one shaft to another shaft. It should have no projecting parts. Now these are all the requirements of a good shaft couplings. Next move on to the types of shaft couplings. Shaft couplings are divided into two main groups as follows: the rigid coupling and another one is the rigid coupling. Rigid coupling is a one. Here we are going to join the two shafts perfectly alignment, that is the axis of the two shafts are the collinear. Flexible coupling is a one in which we are going to join the two shafts are any slight misalignment is there, that is the axial misalignment and the angular misalignment. In that case we are going to use the flexible coupling. Now move on to the rigid coupling. What is meant by rigid coupling? Rigid, it is used to connect the two shafts which are perfectly aligned. See here we could see in the figure, that is when the two shafts are perfectly aligned, that is two axes of the shafts are collinear, then only we can use that is these couplings. That's why we call it as a rigid coupling. The rigid coupling cannot tolerate misalignment between the axis of the shaft. It can be used only when there is a precise alignment between two shafts. Types of rigid couplings. Different types of the rigid couplings are sleeve or muff coupling. You can see in the figure, it is the sleeve coupling or muff coupling. It has only the one element. To join the two shafts, we are going to use a rectangular sunk key. The clamp or split muff coupling or a compression coupling. You could see in the figure, it is a split muff coupling. Half of the muff is placed below and half of it is placed in the above after joining the two shafts, and then we are going to fasten with the help of the number of the bolts. Here the power transmission is through the friction arises between the shaft and that is the split muffs. The next one is flange coupling. The flange coupling, here the figure shows that is the flange coupling. Here in the case of the flange coupling, we have come across two pair of the flange couplings. One is fixed onto the driving shaft, another one is fixed onto the driven shaft with the help of the keys, and these together can be joined with the help of the bolt and the nuts. Next, flexible coupling. What is meant by flexible coupling? It is used to connect the two shafts having both lateral and angular misalignment. Let us see how we are going to overcome this angular and axial lateral and angular misalignment. What is axial misalignment? There is a offset between the two shafts. Now that is known as the axial misalignment. In case of the inclination will be there from the driving to the driven is known as the angular misalignment. In the flexible, due to the flexible elements like bush or disc can tolerate 5 mm of axial displacement and 0.5 degree of angular misalignment between the shaft. We can connect the two axial misalignment of about only that is a 5 mm, and in case of the angular misalignment we can have only that is a 0.5 degree angular misalignment. Now the types of flexible coupling. The types of flexible couplings are bush pin type coupling. You can see we could see in the picture. The next is universal coupling, yes, and in the Oldham's coupling. In case of the bush pin type coupling, here bushes are the flexible element. They are going to adjust that is the misalignment is provided misalignment is existed between the driving and the driven shaft. In case of universal coupling, there is a knuckle pin is provided that gives a, that is a misalignment of an angular misalignment overcome is cleared by with the help of that is the universal coupling. And in case of Oldham coupling, the disc provided between the two flanges that overcomes that is the misalignment, axial misalignment. Sleeve or muff coupling. Sleeve or muff coupling is also called as a box coupling. It is the simplest form of coupling with only two parts, usually sleeve and key. It is simple to design and manufacture. Now let us see that is the different parts of, that is the elements of muff coupling. Different elements of the muff coupling are muff and key, sunk key and shafts. It has no projection parts except the key head. The external surface of this sleeve is smooth. This is the advantage from the standpoint of safety to the operator. Now this is the assembly of the muff and the driving and driven shaft. In the figure, the given that is the usual proportions, the nomination of that is the elements, shaft, length of the muff and outside diameter of the muff. Advantages of muff coupling. It is the simplest form of coupling with only the two parts, usually sleeve and key. It has no projecting parts except the key head. It has a compact construction with a small radial dimensions. It is cheaper than other types of the couplings. Now let us see that is the what is there in the coupling. So the elements of the coupling, it consists of it is muff and a key. In some cases they are going to use that is the gibbeid to remove the key from that is the assembly, and is a taper sunk key. The slope is 1:100, and these are the different types of the usual proportions of the muff coupling. The disadvantages of the muff coupling. It is difficult to assemble or dismantle. It is a rigid type of coupling and requires an accurate alignment of shaft. It cannot absorb shock loads and vibrations. It requires more axial space compared with the flange in the coupling. Now the disadvantages. With these disadvantages, this muff coupling are used in case of that is the borewell pumps to join the pump and the motor. Sleeve or muff coupling. The standard symbol and proportion of muff coupling used in practice are D. Inside diameter of muff or shaft diameter. Now see here, this is the diameter of the shaft. Similarly, the inside diameter of the muff is the same as that of the shaft diameter, and D1 is equal to 1.5 D, 1.5 times the D, that is the outside or hub diameter of muff coupling. Now we can see this the usual proportions in the design data handbook in the equation number 3.3c, page number 252. And the length of the muff coupling is 2.5 D plus 50 millimeter, the length of the muff. Now we can see that is this relation in the figure 3.2 muff couplings, page number 253. Now the basic procedure for finding out dimensions of the muff coupling are calculation of the diameter of each shaft, calculation of the dimensions of the sleeve or muff, selection of standard cross section of flat and sunk key, and checking the shear stress and compression stresses in the key. Now these are all the basic procedure for finding out the dimensions of the muff coupling. The basic procedure for finding out the dimensions of muff coupling are: calculate the diameter of each shaft by the following equations. That is, the torque to be transmitted by the shaft is given by, it is here, this is the free body diagram of the torques while transmitting the torque, that is in the case of that is the muff coupling. Now this is the input shaft, we are going to transmit the torque here, torque, and this is the arrow mark shows that is there is a reaction, the torque is generated inside the shaft. With the help of this one, we are going to calculate that is the diameter of the shaft, that is the torque transmitted is equal to, that is 9.55 10 to the power of 6 into P divided by N. This is the torque we are going to generate. But here in this, the torque is equal to what? That is we are going to derive that the torque from that is the shear stress equation. Here also that is the free body diagram. This is the one is the torque transmitted by the shaft, and this is the torque, the resistance force created inside that is the muff. These are the different the elements present in that one. The output shaft, and this is the key used to join the shaft and the muff coupling. Now this is the torque we are going to find out with help of that is the P and the N. And then the maximum torsional shear stress due to the torsional loading is given by, is equal to the tau is equal to 16 T divided by pi d cube. Now here we have seen that is in the free body diagram, this is what that is the torque actually transmitted, and this is the maximum the torque, the resistance force created inside the body, that is equal to what? Here we can see that is T is equal to pi into tau into pi into d cube divided by 16. Now in this equation, this is the maximum torsional shear stress due to the torsional loading. From this we are going to extract the d, that is cube root of 16 T divided by tau into pi. From this we can calculate that is the diameter of the shaft and also inside diameter of a muff. Next one, to calculate the dimensions of the sleeve by the following empirical equations. Now with the help of that is the empirical relations, we can calculate that is the d1 outer diameter of the hub. d1 is equal to approximately 1.5d, it is outside or hub diameter of the coupling, and L is equal to length of the muff, it is 2.5d plus 50 millimeter length of the muff. Also check the torsional shear stress induced in the sleeve by the following equations. Now we are going to treat as a hollow the shaft as a of a muff is also known as the hollow shaft. By treating that is the hollow shaft, we are going to check that is the individual shear stress in that. Once you fix that is the diameter of the muff with the help of that is the empirical formula, we are going to check the individual stress. Now this equation is collected from the data handbook, equation number 3.1 and the page is 50, where here the K is equal to d by d dash, that is ratio of inner side to outside diameter of the hollow shaft. Design procedure for the muff coupling. Determine the standard cross section of the flat anchor key from the table, that is the data handbook 4.1 page number 69. The length of the key in each shaft is of the length of the sleeve. L is equal to L by 2. We are going to determine that is the standard cross section of the flat anchor key depends upon the shaft diameter. From the table we are going to select that one, and after selecting that is the suitable key, that is we have that in the table we have the depends upon the diameter, the width and thickness of the key, and length is depends upon that is the muff. Or in case of that is the key provided in that is a single the shaft, that is equal to L by the 2. Now after knowing that is collecting that is the data from the data hand table, that is key dimensions, width and thickness and length. Now we are going to check that is the individual stress from that is the following equation, that is the bearing strength and the shearing strength of the key, that is T is equal to 1 by 4 into sigma B into H into D into L, where sigma B is the individual the bearing pressure, and H is the height of the key, and D is the diameter of the shaft, and L is the length of the key. Next one, from that is the torsional strength of the shear strength of the key. From that equation, T is equal to half by tau into B into D into L. From this, we are going to calculate that is the check that is individual shear stress in the key. Once the individual shear stress in that key is less than the allowable one, then our design is safe under the given condition. We are going to treat like that. And then the shaft and key are made up of the plain carbon steel. The sleeve is usually made of a grey cast iron of grade FG 200. Now, that's all the theory part of this muff coupling. Now let us move on to the assessment portion. Multi-choice the questions. Okay, first question: a coupling is a mechanical device that uses to join two. The choices are two machine parts, two links, two machine mechanisms, or two rotating shafts. The coupling is a mechanical device that is used to join two rotating shafts. Okay. Next, move to the next one. Next, collinear axis means. Collinear axis means it is the choices are axis perpendicular to each other, axis parallel to each other, they are lying in the same axis, there is an inclination with each other. The suitable answer is they are lying in the same axis. A muff coupling, third question, a muff coupling is also called flexible coupling, sleeve or box coupling, flange coupling, or universal coupling. Muff coupling is also called as the sleeve or box coupling. The fourth question, inner diameter of the muff coupling is equal to, inner diameter of the muff coupling is equal to, the choices are the shaft diameter, twice the shaft diameter, greater than the shaft diameter, half of the shaft diameter. Now the answer is shaft diameter, that is inner diameter of the muff coupling is equal to the shaft diameter. Now let us move on to the next question. The suitable key for muff coupling is. Now we have come across different types of the keys are there. Let us see in the choices. Who else is there? One is a round key, Woodruff key, taper sunk key, and a splined key. The suitable key for muff coupling is, that is the taper sunk key. One thing is we are going to observe here, this usually we are going to use a taper sunk key, but I told in that while explaining that is the theory, in that is a still now we are going to use a muff coupling in the case of while joining that is the pump and a motor in case the bore wells. Nowadays they are going to use a splined key and a splined, that is a muff to join that is the pump and the motor. Next question, the type of stress developed in sleeve or muff coupling during the power transmission. That is, question is what type of the stresses are developed while transmitting that is the power. The choices are tensile stress, compressive stress, shear stress, all of the above. Here the type of the stress is shear stress. Seventh one. The next question, usually the sleeve or muff coupling is made up of. The choices are iron, steel, wrought iron, cast iron. The answer is cast iron. Next question, the sleeve or muff coupling is designed as a thin cylinder. The answer choices are thin cylinder, thick cylinder, solid shaft, hollow shaft. The answer is we treated as a hollow shaft. The sleeve or muff coupling is designed as a hollow shaft. Next question, the shaft and keys are made of dash. Answers are plain carbon steel, iron, cast iron, and wrought iron. The choices are A. plain carbon steel, B. iron, C. the cast iron, and D is wrought iron. The answer is plain carbon steel. Now that's all the theory part of this. The machine parts, that is the rigid coupling, that is coupling, that is end. Now I am going to use these books, references books, to prepare, that is the content and the PPT. The textbook of machine design by R.S. Kurmi, Shigley's mechanical engineering design by Richard Budjans and J.K. Nisbet, design of machine elements by J.B.K. Das, P.L. Srinivasa Murthy, design data handbook by K. Mahadevan and Dr. K. Balibur Reddy, fundamentals of drawing by K.R. Gopalakrishna. And our team is Ravi Shankar CV, the moderator, College Government Polytechnic KGF, Jagdish Aya is the subject expert, Government Polytechnic Tumkur, and Prakash BL, the subject expert, Government Polytechnic Chennapatna, and Vyasaraj Kopar, Government Polytechnic Gulbarga, and Yogesh Sharma, myself, and Timmegowda B, they are the content developer, Baswaraj M, the content developer, Anand Kumar KV, the content developer, Dr. Channakeshwa Kia, the content developer, and Chandra Payas are the content developer. Thank you.